Hi there, this is Vincent again out in the garden. I'm going to give you a garden tour this morning. So good morning, out in the garden. It's November. We'll start over here and show you what's growing on. Got my elephant ears over here. They're still doing good. A little sun damaged, but looking pretty good. I think I will cut this one leaf off though. That. It's better already. And I will tell you the names of the plants as usual. This is purple pennisetum, giant purple pennisetum. Cast iron plant looking pretty good. You always clean off these little dead edges. Clippers. Kind of make a point on the ends. Make it look natural. This ginger will be removed out of that pot next season. It has not done well. Coleus has done real good. It needs to be watered though. They keep saying it's going to rain, but it hasn't yet. Avocado's doing real good still. Hasn't grown much, but just a little bit this year. This is Kufia. Some daylilies there, and a milkweed that's been eaten by the caterpillars. Had a lot of monarchs this past month. Probably still have a few. That's Gaze Delight Coleus, the chartreuse there with the dark veins in the leaves. We have some cordyline scattered around. That's my prized black magic cordyline. I got that from Mr. Prince years ago. My Coleus collection, non-patented varieties. The Roaring Inferno or Roaring Fire is doing spectacularly right now. It's in full color. Those are Mexican marigolds blooming. That's Gold Dust Croton that has gotten absolutely huge. Another cordyline. And some of the coleus I'm propagating. And then I have some Jerusalem thorn. Those are Desert Museum Jerusalem thorn that don't have thorns. Palo Verde. Anyway, this is a canna I grew from seeds I had collected, and I wasn't sure what the seeds were, but now I know what it is. It's a wild canna species that's invasive, actually. I have to try and not let that seed. And then some other plants I have collected back here. Quite congested back there. That's Paul's mother's cordyline that's grown back from when I was fixing it last year. I need to give that back to her. We're going to do something else besides these cordyline here. This next year, we're going to do something different here. This one's going to find a new home. It's going to Austin. That's another Palo Verde. This one has thorns. It's a blue Palo Verde. I have some elephant food here. Get the name of that right offhand. Another Cordyline. This one also didn't do as good as it should have. I think it appreciates the shade. I just don't think it likes being in a pot. That's spiral ginger. Edible flowers on that. Okay, this is the moringa trees. My phone always has a haziness about it. I don't know, it might be the lens is scratched, or it's the humidity here. These are moringa trees, needing to be trimmed again. I've been trying to keep those trimmed so they don't get too big. And then I have some of the roaring fire Coleus at the bottoms of both of these. Spectacular color on these. I just love those. I'm going to be putting those in lots of the flower beds next year. This is the Alabama sunset. When they get dry, they get a little bit pinker. That's chocolate covered cherries, or I'm not even real sure. Chocolate drop, I think. Coleus. It's a spreading one. This one I'm not real sure about. It's mutated since I originally bought it. It seems to be real happy there. And then my salad garden, we got lots of greens coming up if the animals will stay out of your little cats. Bok choy hadn't done as well as I'd like. I'm gonna have to get some more seed of that. A few kale coming up. It's gotten a little dry. We're waiting on that rain. I've let these basil go to seed here, and I will be saving that seed of the boxwood basil, or Greek ball basil, spicy ball basil. Several names of that. This is some kind of chili peppers. They're real pretty. I had several of those. They're very prolific. I've taken some of them out already. And then my cayenne peppers, I had an abundance of those and have taken a bunch of them out. I still have some. Okra over here is just about done for the season, although I see some I need to harvest. We've had lots and lots of okra. Some dickia here, false agave. I'm going to be gifting that to someone. Maybe Lindsay. Some more Coleus over here, going to seed. Cordyline. I forget the variety of that. Some peppers that are just about done. My basil's done over here. I need to remove that. And I will be planting some peas on this trellis here. My bamboo here is growing. Crazy. Got that golden bamboo, golden goddess, clumping bamboo. And right over here, we have another one. These two are planted at the same time. This one gets a lot more sun. And it was a healthier start to begin with. So my salad garden, we're working on that, getting the winter greens growing. Need to trim this again. This is an ongoing battle, keeping up with this plant, the jasmine. That's star jasmine. Another cordyline from Mr. Prince. Bird bath needs to be washed out again. Those purple elephant ears that I collected years ago they're still doing good. As long as I keep them watered, they seem like they're okay. I don't want those spreading though into the garden. They can be invasive. Got a lot of tropical plants back there in the corner. And these elephant ears seem to be a little bit invasive. These are alocasias. I'm not sure the variety. I think that's a dwarf variety, actually. More of that roaring fire Coleus. You can see the beautiful color. And it does real well with little water. It gets real dry back here occasionally, in between waterings. My succulents that have perked back up since the summer heat. They're getting a little leggy though back here. It seems to be shadier now this time of year. More alocasias, more basil. I've let this go to seed as well. The pollinators have been enjoying that. The flowers. Another candlestick plant. You can see what the cranberry hibiscus does if I can get some good lighting on it. It gets very, very leggy. It's hanging over that fence right now. They get very, very tall and leggy. They need to be trimmed to keep them more bushy. The red celosia that has naturalized back here on its own. Variegated ginger, doing well. We got lots of plumeria. The wind has been rough on those. They hadn't gotten that big this year. So we had to start out with cuttings in the spring. This cranberry hibiscus is rather overgrown. That's what these do. They grow real fast and get real leggy. More celosia. This is a real bright sunny area and they seem to really like that. Most of the zinnias are done. I've got tons of little zinnia seedlings though coming up. Some salvia that's regrown. I pulled it all out of this bed earlier this summer because it was taking over, and there's still some around. There's a butterfly. Maybe I can film him. This is the bleeding heart vine. It's a swallowtail. Bleeding heart vine is blooming really good right now. It took all summer for it to start blooming. That might be typical of this variety. Some years it blooms a lot more than others. Beautiful butterflies. We had a bunch of monarchs, just a cloud of monarchs the other day. The vegetable garden is a little bit of a mess. I need to do some work on here. I've let these basil go to seed. I will be collecting that. Genovese basil. Got jalapenos still doing good. I need to harvest those. Okra, oh my gosh. If I don't get this every day, a couple times a day, they get too big very quickly. Oh my gosh, look at it all. They're all hiding in there. There's a bunch of them. I just picked them yesterday. Ugh, look at that. And I'm wondering about the bumps on there. What's causing that? We still eat them, so I'm guessing they're fine. Still having some beans. See my beans here. Still got a lot of those. Oh, there's some aphids there. Still got lots of stink bugs or leaf leg bugs. This is the bitter melons. Still going, and we're still getting a lot of bitter melons. Basil down there on the end, blooming. These are the lunchbox peppers here. We've gotten lots and lots of those. They're very prolific. Some coloring up. Here you can see we've got more of these peppers here. You can't see them. I'm going to show you this pepper. Poblano. Hope I'm saying that right. I have challenges when I say stuff sometimes. These are Cubani sweet peppers. I think that's what they're called. Back here we have the salvia I've allowed to grow for the pollinators. Back in the back there we have some more kufia. And the bamboo sticks is where the carpenter bees live. They have little nests in there. Okay, my front porch. Oops. Front porch here. It's a little dark. It's bamboo palm of some kind. This is the rustic orange Coleus. Another Cordyline. And this is the Gaze Delight Coleus. Needs some water over here. This doesn't get watered real regularly. Got the Vinca here that has naturalized. That came back from last year. It's a Persian Shield that also came back from last year. Oh, I'm getting bitten by mosquitoes. Purslanine's not blooming right now, but it's got a lot of buds. It's going to open up today when the sun comes out. My cordyline hedge is doing good. Some of the celosia, I've still not pulled that out yet. This is where the monarchs like to hang out. I'm not sure of the variety of milkweed that is. I'm hoping it's not the tropical variety. I may have to plant a different variety next year. There's a monarch, or I think that's a monarch butterfly. If I can get a good shot of it. Very breezy today. That is another bamboo. That's a golden goddess bamboo. Sunshine ligustrum. This has gotten a little wild out here. Might have to get rid of some of these. I'm not sure what this plant is. It has little tiny white flowers. It makes a little ground cover. I was thinking it was a good plant, but maybe it's a weed. Or a wildflower. Those are red dwarf coreopsis. Prickly pear cactus. Another giant purple pennisetum. Esper aloe. This is the Hesper aloe, related to a red yucca. Go this way. More Palo Verdes. These are the Jerusalem thorns. They did have some flowers last week. More candlestick plant back there. Just a few blooms left on it. This is more of the, this is more of that ground cover. Little white flowers. I was thinking that I grew that from seed, but it might just be a wildflower of some kind. More prickly pear. Another pennisetum, purple fountain grass. That's the Caribbean agave. Candlestick plant. I haven't been watering this over here. I'm just kind of letting it go. This is the wildlife garden. Seems like it does pretty good with little water. I think the marigolds are just about done. My purple bog lily seems to be doing good. That crinum lily, that'll have pink flowers when it blooms. The zinnias are just done, I guess. I'm gonna not worry about them anymore. The cranberry hibiscus here, I've been trimming that one, trying to keep it more bushy. You can see the candlestick plants back there, the cassia, that have gotten real tall. I've been deadheading those. More Coleus, that's Burgundy Sun. I have some more of those, and I might just go ahead and plant them. There's some more of those roaring fire Coleus. There's a lot of wildflowers in here. This could be cleaned up a little. The jasmine on the fence needs to be trimmed back a bit. Dead growth. It's kind of gone to seed. You can see there's just a ton of seeds on that older growth. And then this, just really getting carried away, this purple pennisetum. My path has been blocked. There's another one of those roaring fire coleus. You can see all the spectacular colors in that. I'm going to plant a lot more of those next year. They do provide a lot of color. My wildlife garden is wild. There's an Esperanza that grew up from seed here. Only problem with that variety, the yellow bells, is it gets very tall. Very quickly. See, that's the yellow bells. It's got all the seeds way up there where I can't reach them. I guess that one really needs to be trimmed quite often during the growing season. And here's some more here that have naturalized. Mosquitoes are getting me. And then pyracantha. Back here, this is the alley. I'm not going to even show it. Ugly. And then that beautiful red celosia. You can really see that from a ways away. from a distance. Now we'll go back over to the front and I'll show you the rock garden. See the aloe, Caribbean agave. I'll put the names up. Can't always think of the names. Lupantha, I want to say, is this variety here. It's gorgeous. And a red yucca behind it. The Kalanchoe right there with the pink. There's another agave. Lots of agaves here. That's a really pretty one. These have really grown since I replanted them this spring. I had removed those and kept them in the garage over the freeze. A couple days of freezing temperatures we had last year. They're all doing really good.
Oh, wow.